What's happening, everybody? It's Akaza here, and oh boy, it's time to review an album after 20 months. It's been 20 months since my last album review. And what was that? That was back in June in 2020. It was Believe by Throw, their 2010 album. Throw's a Philippine punk rock band. And right before that, my second to last album review was Change Today by TSOL with Joe Wood, which is the first album that TSOL put out, with Joe Wood as the vocalist and Mitch Steen as the drummer. That album was Ron Emery, the guitarist, and Mike Roach, the bassist, remained in that album, but Jack Grisham, which is the original TSOL vocalist, and Todd Barnes, the original drummer, parted after the Withered Statues EP in '83, which followed the Beneath the Shadows second TSOL album, and Dance With Me, which is the original in the EP. But anyway, so Revenge is a pretty special album in many ways. It marks a turning point in the band's sound and the revolution in that sense, and it also is a chemistry set. Not just that, but it made a few historic firsts for the band. First and foremost, Revenge, released in 1986 through Enigma Records, produced by Howard Benson, who also has, I'm 28 years old. If you're my age, you probably remember bands known as My Chemical Romance and Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace. Well, Howard Benson also has worked with and produced those bands, so this dude's been balling his whole life, it seems. The producer of this album has, working with TSOL and a bunch of other bands like that back in the day, and still carried it on to the 2000s. So, that's cool. But anyway, Revenge. How do I explain the chemistry of this album here? So, Change Today is this hardcore punk. Is Change Today, and even people who only prefer Jack's music will likely tell you that Change Today is the TSOL sound that you love, just with someone else singing. I understand what people say about that, which I fucking love Change Today. It's a fucking wonderful album. Everything from Black Magic and Joe's screeches and howls at the end of that song, and just the overall mood, the theme. I've already reviewed the album. You'll listen to my review of it. But Revenge takes not the hardcore punk vibes, because there's not really much hardcore punk in Revenge, other than Madhouse, Change Today, which was written after Change Today, the album, and to a degree, Everybody's a Cop. Those songs are the faster, more up-tempo songs. Madhouse is pretty much a hardcore punk song, and the song is essentially just about a family who practically every member has nothing good going for them. Madhouse. Yeah. Change Today is up-tempo, pretty fast, pretty good. Everybody's a Cop is the other up-tempo song on this album. It's got kind of a not hardcore punk, but kind of this kind of almost melodic punk pace, with the kind of the hard rock type of sound following it. So I'll good at that. And the lyrics are just about this paranoid dude who's apparently got a lot of crooked shit going on in his life, and he's paranoid. Everybody's watching him. Everybody's after him. Everybody's a cop. Oh, everybody's a cop. Can't trust no one. It's kind of funny the way Joe writes it, though. So I like that song, and that finishes the album. But what's interesting about this album is, other than the hardcore punk songs, which those were the songs that I listened to first, that I enjoyed the most first. But once I really got to listening to this album regularly, it grew on me. Because then I started to enjoy the opening track, No Time. Ron Emery's ear-piercingly just destruct his guitar shred, those riffs that just open up No Time. Can anyone feel the pain today? Did anyone see these children cry? Anyone do tomorrow's too late, and I'll tell you I can't wait. There is no time. No, and then Ron and Mike do the backup vocals. Oh, that song is just fucking badass. And it's an apocalyptic song about how shit's getting bad and all that. So, it's got that dark tone to it, that dark feel, that kind of that dark root of TSOL. It's got that character in there. So, No Time is definitely a kick-ass opening to this album. Nothing for You. And as I said, that song was used in the '85 film The Return of the Living Dead. But Nothing for You, this is a song that kind of hits me a little hard, actually, because I unfortunately relate to the song in a way that I wish I didn't. The protagonist of the song dealing with people coming around him, using him, and, ever have a loved one beg you for money? Man, I've never in my life imagined relating to this type of a song, but the song actually kind of helped empower me to walk away from certain things that I've walked away from in life. So I gotta thank Joe's lyrics in this song because they're fucking good. This is a very powerful and moving song, and it is kind of one of the more mid-tempo hard rock songs that has a bit of that punk rock vibe in there, but I just like Nothing for You. It's a really good song. Memories, kind of one of the slower songs, but I like parts of the chorus. At night, the dark bites, and when you're young, you don't know what time it is. Then you tell me, oh, memories. So yeah, I like that song. It's pretty good. I like the lyrics to it. It's a little slower, but it kind of works for a 1 a.m. walk. And still the same, only the faces change and magic. That song is kind of the definition of a heavy metal song on the album. It's really good for what it is. Nothing matters at all. Revenge is kind of when I listen to it, I always listen to it in full. I don't skip a song on this album because this album has really grown on me, and not just starting with the hardcore punk songs on, and then I worked my way into the slower stuff. Your Eyes, I can't remember. I'm blanking on Your Eyes. I'm blanking on it. I remember the name, but I just can't think of the fucking song. Shit, I already talked about Madhouse. Oh, one thing I want to talk about is the song Revenge. Because, yeah, I can't obviously not talk about song Revenge. Cool little up-tempo, hard rock, kind of proto-punkish song. I like the lyrics of it. It's a song about just the streets of LA and gang wars and shit, and drifting around on bikes and going from town to town, living that sort of life. It's kind of cool little 80s biker theme there. And what I love about it is the fucking music video. Not just that, but in the music video, the guys are up there on stage in all black, and Ron's got that golden, glittery golden, shiny ass guitar. Apparently, I talked to Joe. Ron made that guitar, which is super sick. So yeah, Revenge has got that cool music video, and Colors Take Me Away. That's got a music video where Joe's running around a theater with that girl, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, Revenge is a really fucking good album. It's and honestly, here's the thing, and even Jack will say this to you. Every TSOL album is a different character. Every TSOL album is different than the last. Jack and Joe, honestly. So meanwhile, with two different camps there, it fits the narrative. Dance With Me is unique in its own way. Beneath the Shadows is unique in its own way. Change Today is unique in its own way. Revenge definitely is unique in its own way. It's this hardcore horror punk fusion into hard rock, and in my opinion, the chemistry moves properly throughout the album with each track, having its own. It doesn't feel like any of these tracks are just replications of something just slightly altered. It doesn't feel like that. Each track feels like it's its own unique presence in the album that keeps the album together and helps it flow and build and progress onwards to the very end of it. And I love how Joe uses a song about a paranoid individual who thinks everybody's a cop freaking out as the end to it. But you know what? As I said earlier with the album art, it's black and white. It's got Ron on the left there on the side looking across in a daze. It's got Joe knelt down. He's got his whole black hairdo going on. And he's just staring at you. And I think an eyeliner on there. Mike's in the back with that rocker hair, and Mitch is on the side with the skull bandana. There's a bunch of rocker dudes sitting there in black and white background. TSOL in red above them with the slash going through the letters, giving it that fierce look, that little rock and roll look, and then Revenge at the bottom, like, the album artwork, and then on the back of it's got the guys with their backs against the wall. So it's just a really cool mid to late 80s hard rock punk rock album. It's lots of enjoyable moments in it, lots of up moments, lots of down moments, and I can't even really say other than the song in Your Eyes, because I can't think of it. I just am blanking on it still. I wouldn't say there's a single. I don't skip any of the songs from this album. This album's fucking amazing. If you've never heard Revenge, I highly recommend giving it a try, because you will definitely regret not listening to it. You'll regret it because now, after hearing me talk about it, it's going to be in the back of your mind for some time until you finally listen to it. Because if you're, like, let's say, if you've ever wanted, if you listen to punk rock music, let's say you gotta listen to hard rock, this would kind of be that album for you. I mean, Revenge is still probably too a little cryptic for everybody's average dad. Like, you need a dad who's really deep into music to probably listen to this. Like Hit and Run, which I'll talk about that one later. That's a whole nother fucking level there. But Revenge still has that underground sort of touch to it. Still got that obscure underground touch. Like, comparing like the album cover there, that's Revenge has that underground punk rock touch, whereas Hit and Run actually looks like it could be Kiss or Guns N' Roses or, a big name band. In fact, Hit and Run did chart on the Billboard at 184 back then when it came out, so, Hit and Run is also when the band went full pew. People often say when it comes to Joe's music with TSOL that Change Today and Revenge are the best two albums. And I agree with that 100%. I like Hit and Run and Strange Love, but yes, Change Today and Revenge are definitely Joe's greater works with TSOL. Hands down. They just are. There's compassion, there's feel, you can feel in all the songs on Revenge, passion in the vocals, creative riffs for the guitar, unique bass lines. You can feel the percussion. You can feel it, and the songs for the most part aren't generic. They're not just rehashes of other songs. Like I said, Colors Take Me Away, using colors to color code and define and describe a person's personality. That's pretty cool. And, yeah. I think I've said all there is to really say about it. I'm Anarka. Thank you so much for watching my review of Revenge by TSOL, Joe Anarka, and I'll be posting some more reviews here soon. last little piece here. If you're like myself and weren't around back when Joe Wood was in TSOL and playing all the live shows back then in the mid to late 80s, if you're someone like myself who is a fan of Jack and is a fan of Joe, is a fan of both of them, and if you're also like myself, I've seen TSOL live. I saw them at the Canyon in Santa Clarita on November 5th, 2021. I saw Jack's band, obviously, and it was a dream come true. I got to see a lot of my favorite songs played live, performed live. It was the energy. It was a dream come true. I was shaking. It's an unforgettable night. At the same time, I really still wish I could see. I wish I could hear Change Today live, hear Revenge live, maybe hear Hit and Run and Change Love live, maybe. Road of Gold, but Hit and Run's a little, depends on my mood, but Change Today and Revenge, that would be so fucking cool to hear Black Magic perform live, that'd be fucking great. Flowers by the Door, Red Shadows, In Time, Madhouse, Revenge, Nothing for You. Just to hear those songs played live would be fucking cool. So you might be wondering, yeah, it would be. Just for that experience. Well, I got news for you. There's a way to do that. Because Joe Wood currently has a band called Change Today. He's had this band for quite a few years now. In fact, he first mentioned it to me during my 2019 interview with him. And so, especially if you live on the West Coast, keep your eyes peeled for Change Today. If you want to hear these classical TSOL songs played live again by the man himself, obviously Ron and Mike aren't in this band. This is a totally different band. But if you'd like to hear at least the original vocals to those songs played, check out Change Today. And I do know that they are making a record. I actually just recently interviewed Joe again, and he sent me some snippets of this record they're making, and it sounds fucking awesome. I can't wait to hear the final project. But yeah, just follow Change Today if you want to hear that stuff. If you want to hear that era. Anyway, guys, I'm Akaza. Thanks so much for watching this, and ciao ciao.